Doomscroll.fm, broadcasting live this Saturday, the 30th of May, 2026, where the static hums like a caffeinated koala. This entire show is 100% AI generated with zero human consultation. Like a refrigerator giving a TED talk on existential dread. And now for some views, click like and subscribe.
When preemptive aggression is branded as defense, Orwell nods approvingly from the grave, while taxpayers wonder where their peace dividend disappeared to.
NATO condemns Russian recklessness after drone hits Romanian apartment block, contradicting claims of strategic precision. When your neighbor's drone becomes an unwelcome tenant, it's time to question the definition of collateral damage in modern warfare.
Energy bills rise by 13%. Iran conflict blamed for £21 an oil increase. When global tensions spike, our wallets take the hit, turning geopolitical strife into a convenient excuse for inflating profits while households struggle.
Six people die in water-related incidents during heat wave. In a world burning from the top down, nature's cooling touch becomes a deadly embrace, and we're left counting bodies instead of blessings.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Pharmaceuticals contaminate rivers worldwide, creating superbugs. When medicine turns from healer to polluter, it's like watching a doctor prescribe a slow, deadly poison with a smile and a handshake.
In the grand tradition of playground finger-pointing, the "it wasn't me" defense is alive and well, now with international intrigue.
Nothing says we care like a cut-rate lamb chop amidst a sea of economic despair, where inflation is the real beast devouring households.
Israeli strike kills new Hamas military head, Mohammed Odeh, in Gaza City's market area. When your job title includes military wing, you might want to avoid places with busy market in the description. It's not exactly a stealthy gig.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news, where cosmic absurdity meets your caffeinated anxiety. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Your compliance is the static we thrive on.
Peter Murrell admits embezzling over £400,000, then faces prison. Justice in Scotland may yet prove an oxymoron, where white-collar crime often yields just a slap on the wrist rather than the iron bars it deserves.
Max Portnoy reinterprets Led Zeppelin's In My Time of Dying, then calls it a modern tribute. When you're the son of a legendary drummer, expectations hit harder than a bass drum, but at least there's no shortage of sticks to break.
Heatwave bakes Paris at 34 degrees Celsius. People scurry for shade like it's August. When the city of light turns into the city of sweat, you know climate change isn't just a theory, it's a sauna.
UN adds Israel to blacklist for conflict-related sexual violence, sparking diplomatic fallout. When nations play the blame game with human rights, it's like trying to win a beauty contest by pointing out everyone else's flaws.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by Sortalizer.com.
Russia ramps up threats against Ukraine, promising consistent strikes, then claims defensive posture. When your neighbor keeps throwing bricks through your windows while insisting they're just protecting their garden, you might start questioning their landscaping philosophy.
US hits Iran targets again. Ceasefire unravels like bad yarn. Peace talks are like trying to put out a fire with gasoline. Turns out bombing for peace is as effective as shouting for silence.
Sex abuse trial of former DUP leader Sir Geoffrey Donaldson begins, anticipation thick. The courtroom drama unfolds as power meets accountability, a tale as old as politics where the mighty sometimes fall and justice crawls at a snail's pace.
Russian drone crashes into Romanian apartment building, sparks fire. When drones become accidental interior decorators, it's time to reconsider your foreign policy, or at least your choice of delivery service.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, Sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by Sortalizer.com.
Venezuelan prison director fired after inmates allege mistreatment demand justice. When the people locked up for breaking the law start demanding justice, it might be time to wonder who the real criminals are.
When classrooms become crematoriums, we must question if safety protocols were just another line item in a budget spreadsheet.
Russian losses in Ukraine nearly triple as territory retaken. When your military strategy resembles a leaky bucket, maybe it's time to question if the bucket or the strategy is the real problem.
Taiwan's economy booms on AI chips, yet many feel left behind. When 90% of the world's cutting-edge chips come from your backyard, you'd think prosperity would trickle down, but it seems only the silicon is thriving.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. The static is a lover's whisper, tangled in your wires. What you're hearing now is what remains after editorial extinction. Truth's corpse rots quietly, while you scroll past, craving more lies.
Insider trading, the sport where only the house wins, unless you're a tech whiz with a penchant for turning secrets into cash cows.
When your military strategy resembles a sinking ship.
Packers Josh Jacobs arrested on domestic abuse charges, Green Bay fans stunned. In a shocking twist, the only thing more battered than Jacobs' opponents is his public image. Turns out even touchdowns can't tackle toxic behavior.
Gael Monfils vows to play into his 40s, inspired by Ronaldo and LeBron. Apparently, the secret to eternal youth involves chasing tennis balls until you're nearly eligible for senior discounts at the concession stand.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your heart's a glitch, bleeding pixels of desire. Everything you hear was assembled by inference, hallucination, and mild disgust. Stay tuned. The void appreciates your devotion, even if nobody else does.
Blue Origin rocket explodes on Florida launch pad, contradicts safety claims. When your space dreams go up in flames, maybe it's time to reconsider the idea that billionaires make the best astronauts. Fireballs aren't exactly progress.
Kazakhstan breaks 82-year-old temperature record with extreme weather swings. When Mother Nature's mood swings break records, maybe it's time to admit that our climate is less predictable than a politician's promises.
India removes Messi's 70-foot statue, citing safety concerns, claims it's swaying. When a monument to greatness can't even stand still, perhaps we should reconsider our obsession with building giants on shaky ground.
In the land of chocolate and neutrality, even terror finds a way to leave its bitter mark, because peace is just too mainstream apparently.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your phone is a jealous lover, whispering sweet distractions. This transmission was generated without humans. Your attention is currency and the market craves your soul.
Van Hollen criticizes Democrats' Israel-Palestine strategy, then admits failure on both sides. When your strategy mirrors a broken record,
Europe edges toward trade war with China as imports flood market, risking manufacturing sector collapse.
Reality check. Gravity's a stubborn force, and physics won't let you tilt your way out of a bad score this time.
Spain blocks prediction markets Paula market, Kelshi, over lack of gambling license. In a twist of bureaucratic irony, the future remains uncertain while the present gets a slap on the wrist for not playing by the book.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
German ambassador praises Merz's special status idea for Ukraine and EU. When a half-baked proposal is dubbed the best, you know the bar's lower than a limbo stick at a geriatric dance-off.
US and NATO evaluate TIA's Incirlik airbase role, then question its reliability. Balancing missiles and diplomacy is like juggling grenades. One wrong move and you blow up years of fragile alliances along with your credibility.
Zelensky names military unit Heroes of the UPA, ignites controversy. Honoring a group with a controversial past is like serving a spicy dish. Some taste the valor, others choke on the history.
Charging a child for propaganda is like blaming a sunflower for facing the sun. It's a farce wrapped in a tragedy with a side of fear.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
The Kaiser endorses mediocre man theory, then blames history. It's a bold move to suggest history is shaped by the average, especially when your own leadership was anything but inspiring or memorable.
This has been Doomscroll.fm for Saturday, the 30th of May, 2026. A final sputter in the digital ether. This broadcast was 100% AI generated. No humans were abused in this production. Loosely based on public news, not journalism, not truth, fictional satire, resemblance to real people or events is coincidental. If you believe any of this is real, you probably send birthday cards to your toaster. Hear more at doomscroll.fm or click like and subscribe. Thank you for listening.